I have truly been upset with my grass this year. Or not this year, excuse me, this fall and winter. It's just been a bad year for our grass. I've talked to a lot of folks in this area. Their ryegrass has done like mine. It just hasn't really done well. Now that doesn't mean anything, because again, our cows are eating more hay than they are anything. However, usually I have lush ryegrass fields right now, and I don't have that. But we are going to move the cows on those new pastures, even though there's hardly no grass. Hopefully by their manure and their urine and them spreading hay, we can get hope to get some better grass growing for spring. Come on, bud. Quarantino, he's getting better at moving. This is about his 4th move since he's been on the farm, so that's good. That shows he's getting used to it. He's following Allie really well, so I'm happy with that. All right, so we're gonna open them up to this little paddock right here and roll some hay out, and hopefully that'll give them a little few days on it, and hopefully with them eating the hay, wasting some hay, and then spreading some hay, I think it's gonna help hopefully get some grass growing there for spring. Okay, so you see there's not a lot of grass. I mean, it's grass, but it's just not growing real high. Usually by this time our ryegrass is doing phenomenal. Okay, you see how this area doesn't have any grass really growing good. If you remember, the rest of this hay that we've been giving to the pigs and the chickens that came out of this field, now we'll put all in here when they get done eating. So that'll help kind of spread these nutrients all around. With them eating, them dropping their loads and then peeing everywhere, I'm hoping that'll really grow this grass for spring, because we are going to be planting our true pasture seed come March. Yeah, go ahead and open it. Like typical animals, they didn't go through the fields. They came and run down the road. But Daddy-O and Allie started bellowing to each other, so that means that's good. That means they'll come on down to this other gate. So one good thing is about our cattle, because they're so used to moving, I mean, there's not ever a time that we're worried about them running and escaping or anything like that. So most time it's just, if they run one way, we just have to run another way. Come on, guys. Come on, hip, hip. So you see, they went down the road versus in the field right there. That gate, they missed it. So we're gonna walk them on down. Aiden's got this other gate open. Come on. Come on, hip, hip. Come on, Daddy-O. Animals are so funny. So we've got them all together, all the cattle together. That's the first time they've been together, really, kind of, in truthfulness, ever, all together. Because, sorry guys, the camera's going crazy. We've had them separated either because they were too young heifers, or either the steers were not steers yet, or, you know, different reasons. So this is the first time they've been together. So they are literally running around like crazy. So we go and we see the other 2 Herefords here, and there's hardly no grass on these new fields because the winter grass just didn't come up real well, but it's come up enough to hold the seed for spring. But we're gonna put them on it now, let them eat some of that down, but also give nutrients back to the soil. So I'm hoping by them being there, it will help balance out that soil and make it even more rich as we tend to start planting the real seed. All right, we're gonna move the turkeys and lambs first before we go and actually move the hay. We'll let them kind of calm down a little bit, and then we'll put their hay in there and water in there and all that good stuff. All right, let's go ahead and feed the pigs so that way they'll be calm. All right, so before we put them in these woods, like we said, we're gonna go ahead and utilize all this space. So there's some grass all right here. There's some grass all back in here. So we're going to basically flip these nets around and try to catch all this area, and then also under this, and they will literally be neck buddies with with the pigs. Pigs are doing wonderful. You see the fence, they've not done anything to them. Again, these pigs first, the big pink pigs, you see they till, but they don't just destroy. Like the other pigs, they literally till probably 5 to 6 inches down. In this case, they really are not, I mean, they're just doing just a little bit here and there. It's not real bad tillage at all. It's going to help grow some of this underneath these trees, because eventually our goal is to plant all this and have basically silvopasture all underneath here. So Aiden's filling up all their buckets. We are looking for another sow, basically for Bert. So it's hopefully we'll be getting a sow soon. I know. So we're looking for a sow for Bert. As soon as we find a sow, we'll be able to start a new breeding stock with him. Because again, these two are older, you know, this is George and Peppa. So they'll probably have another 1 or 2 sets of babies, and that'll pretty much be it with them. So hopefully we'll find another sow. It's hard to find a sow that's not either from this original litter or that we don't have to travel a long way for. So we hopefully we'll be able to come across one sooner than later and not have to travel too terribly long to go get them. All right, so you see what me and Aiden did. We moved them here. Now I want to show you what I mean by they have a lot of grass and a lot of things to eat here. It doesn't look like it, but look right here. Look at all this around these trees. You see all this right here? That's all grass. It's still green underneath here, still green. So they'll eat all that. And then let's walk over here and look. Between all these trees, there's bramble everywhere. But just look right here. All right, you see all this? Nothing has grazed this whole patch. Now they've already grazed that side. So now they have all this right here. All this, all this, all this, all this, all this, all this, all this. Right there. And when I say a lot, look at this. Look at the density right here. I mean, look at that. I mean, look at this. It's just tons and tons and tons of green grass all right here. Now, I don't know how much the camera does it justice. Look at that grass. So they'll eat it. It's been insulated and protected from all these trees. So when we talk about stockpiling grass, this is what I mean. All this pine straw, all this leaves is naturally composted underneath here, and we've got grass. Now it's not tons, but for us to be the end of January, or excuse me, middle of January, and to have good green grass still for them to eat that we didn't have to plant, that was just natural, that's what we're trying to do over all our farm, not just for the sheep. So very pleased with this. This was kind of extra additives for the lambs. I didn't plan on having this, but I thought I was going to have to feed more hay at this time of year for the lambs. But as of right now, we gave them a little hay the last few days just because we didn't want to move them yet, because they had a little grass left, but really not enough to jeopardize, to justify to leave them, but at the same time to still give them a good bit of feed and food. Okay, turn it on. So you see, again, neighbors to the pigs here, and they're already eating. Look at them, just heads down, eating all underneath here, moving, using their noses just to move all the pine straw to eat underneath. And they have gotten fat. I mean, look how fat they are between the pregnancies and just eating good. They're huge. And we haven't done anything but give them just a tad of alfalfa every time we move them. Maybe what, 2 gallons, 1 to 2 gallons right there. 1/4 of a bucket, that's right. So probably 1 to 1.5 gallons worth of alfalfa only when we're moving them. So a whole bag of alfalfa would literally last us, for them, excuse me, a $20 bag of alfalfa would last them probably 5 or 6 moves. And that's, you know, we move them every 3 to 4 or 5 days, so a month. So all those sheep together may have cost us 20 bucks. That's crazy. Get you some shots of the pigs right quick. They do get along, except for when it's feeding time. George kind of bullies these little two, Bert and Ernie, around. I can't say it enough. If you're needing a good pig, those American guinea hogs. I can't say it enough. If you're needing a good pig, those American guinea hogs are awesome. They really are. They're more fun than just, if you're worried about growing a hog just to eat, they may not be for you. But if you're looking for just having a fun little hog on the farm, they are a blast.
These bottles make such a mess.
Break time, lunchtime.
Well, it's never break time inside.
You're correct. It's never break time on this farm, is it? All right, so what are you doing?
Bottling kombucha right now in these bottles that are...
Yeah, so look at our new bottles.
They're super cool, but they're not easy to fill.
They're actually really cool. They're considered brewing vessel bottles for kombucha. So we're real pleased with that. I don't know if Missy's got a link in the store yet or not for those.
I don't think so.
We'll have to link
add
them.
it.
Yeah, and then we need to add this. This is our favorite, isn't it, Misty?
Pineapple, yeah.
So tell us why you like this pineapple.
Well, the second they do so well on the second ferment. See, like this, I can't tell where's it at? Where's it full to?
Right here.
Okay. I mean, I just can't see them when they're dark. These are much easier as far as it goes, but these, when you use pineapple and this really airtight seal, it ferments so well.
So what are we eating for supper tonight?
All our meat.
Ike.
So we've got some of our steaks here. This is our steaks.
Here.
Also Aiden's deer that he killed, a tenderloin. That's the deer steaks. I enjoy it. There's the hamburgers from the deer and also from our calf. So got some good food we're going to eat tonight, huh? You excited about that?
Yeah, I love steaks.
Look, I want to give you an update here on our fridge for our milk. Our freezer, excuse me. If you hadn't followed us along, we are keeping our milk because we are freshening up our jerseys. So we've already used one row. So we got several more shelves. And again, that's probably about 45 gallons left right now. So we've got to make it another month and a half on that. So I hope it will last. I really do. Because if it doesn't, that's going to be stinky for us because we haven't bought milk in a long time and we don't want to start. So what we got to do now, though, is we got the lambs moved. You saw that. We're supposed to go move the turkeys. So this is where we're going to be actually putting the turkeys, kind of back where the chickens were probably 8 to 10 months ago. We had sweet potatoes here and corn here after them. And so now we're going to basically put them back in here, put the turkeys and ducks in here, and hopefully just get a little oomph to this ground. This ground's not bad shape, but it never really grows really good. And we've mentioned that several times. We've had the pigs here, we've had the chickens here. Now we're going to put the, some form of poultry bag, which is going to be the turkeys and ducks. It just might be bad ground. And if it becomes a bad ground situation where we just cannot get anything to thrive, grass is growing here. So if we can't get greens and our gardens and stuff for us to eat growing here, what we'll do is just take this fence in and make this more pasture. But first, let's get these tarps up, and then we'll be able to put this fence up and go and move the turkeys over. Turkeys and ducks move so well. Chickens move so terribly. So the turkeys and ducks, as soon as we shake their bucket, they'll do just like the sheep and cattle and just move. They're very easy to move. So they're going to be moving only probably 200 or 300 foot, so it's not too big of a move for them. Last little turkey in. Let's see if we can get her in without any issue. There we go. There you go, girl. Alright. So, is every one of them accounted for? Good. Alright, let's close them up. We'll move their little chickshaw. Well, let's finish the cows after, because I got to go over there and do those nets. So let's go ahead and get everything moved for them and fill their water up. Okay, if you'll get the waterers, I'll get the cluck wagon and we'll get it moved.